people. Verse 25, and the fat of the sin offering shall he burn upon the altar. And he that let go the goat for the scapegoat shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterwards come into the camp. So that's what I was looking for, the scapegoat. So it was right there, the Most High put spirit on me to keep going. So I ran into it. So that's the key. They let that goat go. And when Israel was doing that, Israel started worshiping it. Okay? All right? Now, going back to this. All right, the water. All right. This, so you understand the new gods. Okay? That's why I went there, so you can understand the newly God, which Israel was having a relationship with, their scapegoat. And some people call it Pan, you know, and it got other names, okay? But this Deuteronomy 32 and 17, and they sacrifice unto devil, okay, their scapegoat, not to the Most High, which is Yahweh, is God there, to gods whom they knew not, to new God that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Verse 18. Oh, the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten the Most High that formed thee. Okay? Verse 19. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons. Right? And of his daughter. Verse 20. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. So when you worship those idols, just like the Most High did to us in the ancient world, he hid his face from us. Okay? He hid his face from us, and in certain incidents, we couldn't call upon the Most High until he allowed it to happen, okay? Because he was looking at it like, well, let them idols save you. Let them idols get you out their hellacious condition, okay? Let them idols get you out their hellacious condition. And since Israel is into idol worship today, Puerto Rico can't get themselves out of them hellacious conditions, okay? Worshiping Via Guadalupe, okay? And Saint Buddha, they can't get themselves up out of it. And worshiping Caesar Borgia, okay? Jesus Christo, they can't get themselves up out of it, okay? So the Most High is looking at them and saying, look, get yourself out of that condition. They can't do it, okay? Them devils cannot help them that they offering themselves to, okay? And that's literally hell on earth, the condition that they in Puerto Rico. The condition that we in as a people is hell on earth. That's why you see Jake get shot down, okay? That's why you see Jake don't own businesses. That's why you see Jake don't can't free himself from this bondage that we in, okay? Because Jake is believing in them idols, and the Most High is saying, look, 2/3 of y'all, get yourself out of that condition. And there's no such thing as free will, okay? Because if it was such thing as free will, we would have never went into slavery, okay? We would have never went into slavery as a people, okay? If it was such thing as free will, follow your own ways and do whatever you want to do, hey, we wouldn't be in this condition, okay? Us as a nation of people, meaning the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, are be able to come together as a nation and prosper in whatever we do, okay? If it was such thing as free will. No. That's why the Most High got a block on it, because you don't control the destiny. You don't control what you do, okay? The Most High guides your step, and he make everything according to his will. And the things you do according to his will, okay? So if you believe in idols and you don't have no faith, that's the will of the Heavenly Father and his Son. He haven't bestowed it upon you, okay? To believe in him. It hasn't come to your mind to believe in him. You believe in them idols, okay? And you're going to stay in that hellacious condition, and the ultimate hellacious condition is thermonuclear destruction. You're going to be burnt with fire, okay? This is Deuteronomy 32 and 18. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten the Most High that formed thee. Verse 19. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughter. Verse 20. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. Verse 21. They have moved me to jealousy. So the Most High get jealous. Okay? He's a jealous power. So you're not supposed to put no other God over you. The Most High and his Son are jealous powers. Okay? They have emotions. Just like we got emotions. Okay? We not better than the Most High. Okay? The Most High and his Son created us. Okay? But the credit goes to the Most High because he gave the order. Okay? Even though YAHAWASHI created us, but the credit goes to the Most High because he gave the order. Okay? This says Deuteronomy 32 and 18. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and has forgotten the Most High that formed thee. Verse 19. And when the Lord, meaning Yahweh, saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughter. Verse 20. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. Verse 21. And they moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanity, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. So what it is this is future prophecy to where the Most High was going to turn to the Gentiles, which are Israelites. When you read the New Testament, he was going to turn to them and bring them salvation. So this is a future prophecy. Okay? That's what that's going into. Where he said he would provoke them. They said, this Deuteronomy 32 and 21. And they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanity, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. So when Paul was going to the Israelite foreigners, okay, and he was teaching them, the leaders of Israel was looking at Paul as if he was going off, and they got provoked to anger because they looked at them Israelites who had forsook the Most High as they was gone. The Most High wasn't gonna deal with them. They out of there. That's the way they were looking at them. So the Most High did the Most High did what Israel had done to him, made him angry and made them jealous. So the Most High done them like that by bringing in the Gentiles. Okay, when Israel was blind, when you read the New Testament, when Paul was sent to the Israelite foreigners. Okay, this is verse 22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell. Now, when you look up that word hell, it goes into a Hebrew word sha'al, and that's the topic of this lesson today. Because you got to remember, Israel was in the idol worship. Okay, they weren't mindful of the Most High. They had a relationship with these idols and these false gods. So the Most High was jealous and he was angry. Okay, he was jealous and he was angry. Okay, this verse, this Deuteronomy 32 and 22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell. Now, when you look up that word hell, that's a Hebrew word sha'al, which means grave. Okay, and it also means it means grave. That's what it means, okay, in the Hebrew. But the condition of that hell is also played out on earth, okay? And when we read it, it's going to explain to the conditions that Israel going to suffer, okay? So it's giving you the characteristics of Israel being in the grave. They walking around, but they really in the grave when these plagues come upon them, okay? They're going to be brought low, okay? And like I was saying, when you look up the word, hell in the Hebrew is sha'al, okay, which means grave. And Israel is in that condition, okay? They're going to be brought to the grave. So the Most High can explain it, okay? This verse 22, this Deuteronomy 32 and 22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth. Up, it says shall consume the earth. So what is that talking about? A condition on earth. With her increase, and set on fire the foundation of the mountains, dealing with government of Israel. And I will heap mischief meaning bad or evil, upon them. I will send my arrows upon them the plagues, okay? And it's also known, arrows is also known as, in today's time, nuclear weapons, intercontinental ballistic missiles, okay? ICBM, okay? It says, verse 23, and I will heap mischief upon them. I will send my arrows upon them. Verse 24, they shall be burnt with hunger, okay? That's them arrows, that's them plagues, okay? That's a form of it. They shall be burnt with hunger. So being hungry is a hellacious condition that's played out on earth, okay? You're not hungry when you're in the grave, when you're dead, okay? Your spirit is going back to the Heavenly Father and Son. The spirits don't eat, okay? When you leave this body, you don't need to eat. You don't need to have sex, okay? You don't need to go to sleep, okay? That's only on earth. And it's explaining a condition that's played out on earth, which is hell. It says, verse 24, Deuteronomy 32 and 24, and they shall be burnt with hunger and devoured with burning heat and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them with the poison of serpents of the dust. Verse 25, the sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young men and the virgin, the suckling also with the man of gray hair. Verse 26, and I said, I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. So, as a people, when you read that, okay, that's a hellacious condition, okay, that the Most High sends Israel, okay, through on earth. So is Israel in hell when those things are played out? Yeah. So when you die, you don't burn in what them Roman Catholic churches teach today. You burn in hell when you die, okay? Nah, that's not so, okay? Hell is played out on the earth, okay? And what we read is anger from the Heavenly Father and His Son, okay? Now, but back then it was from the Heavenly Father, and there's nothing new up under the sun. But those conditions, okay, and that anger and that hell, when you read it, is brought forth from the Heavenly Father and is played out on earth, okay? I'll read that again. This Deuteronomy 32 and 22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundation of the mountain, dealing with government. Verse 23, and I will heap mischief meaning evil and bad, upon